1. A learner tasked to gather numerical data about a student's study habits and test performance. What method is used? A. Ethnographic research. B. Action research. C. Historical research. D. Quantitative research.
The answer is D. Quantitative research. They used a survey, questionnaires and statistical analysis. Historical research is to understand past events. Action research is to investigate an issue, develop solution and make a change, and last is ethnographic research, used for direct observation and interviews to study cultures and behaviors.
Number 2. A nurse studies the effects of a new method in monitoring patients with hypertension to use it in her daily hospital duties. Which importance of research is highlighted? A. Contributes to society. B. Improves practices. C. Expands knowledge. D. Solves problems. The answer is letter B, which improves practices, because the nurse is not only studying a new knowledge but enhancing skills to be able to apply it in his own job effectively. Question number 3. Is college engineering students conducted research about the weak internet signal in the dormitory? Based on their findings, they proposed the installation of new routers, which improved the connectivity for everyone. A. Convenience. B. Promotes new knowledge. C. Self-improvement. D. Development. The answer is letter D. Development. It clearly shows a progress and improvement in the school facility. Number 4. Is the education students wanted to determine the most common social media platform used by their colleagues. They asked a large group of students to answer a checklist indicating which platforms they use. What research technique is reflected in this example? A. Survey. B. Observation. C. Experiment. D. Interview. The correct answer is letter A. The students used a checklist to gather some data from a large scale of respondents. The observation is about watching and recording the behavior of TBE learner. The experiment is to determine the cause and effect on one situation. And lastly, the interview is used on a face-to-face when gathering some knowledge. Number 5. What is the characteristics of good research that is quantifiable? A. Measurable. B. Time-bound. C. Attainable. D. Relevant. A good research must have variables that can be measured in numbers. It means you can collect quantitative data like percentages, frequencies, scores, or averages. Characteristics of good research. It should be SMART, S4. Specific. It must be precise and focused on a clearly defined problem. M4. Measurable. The data can be expressed in numbers and statistics. A for attainable. It must be realistic and possible to complete. R for relevant. Addressing the very important information and beneficial issue. And T for time-bound, with target period and ensure accuracy and feasibility. Questions number 6. This chapter of research contains the result of the analyzed data. Letter A. Chapter 3. B. Chapter 2. C. Chapter 4. D. Chapter 5. The correct answer is letter C. Chapter 4, which contain of presentation, analysis and interpretation of data. What includes on the thesis chapter outline? The chapter 1 is about introduction. It includes background of the study, statement of the problems, significance and etc. The chapter 2 is about the review of related literature. It includes the theories and concepts related to the topic, gaps in existing knowledge, and also shows how past study is connected from the previous study. The chapter 3 is methodology, research design, respondents and sampling method. The result of the gathered data or findings and interpretation can be found on the chapter 4. And lastly, chapter 5, where the summary or lagom, conclusions, and recommendations is in here. Questions number 7. It is a systematic process of collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data to answer questions, solve problems, or generate new knowledge. A. Hypothesis. B. Research. C. Experiment. D. Observation. The correct answer is research. Research is the process of investigate an issue, gather data, develop a solutions to solve a problems. Number 8. A psychology student is studying if the number of hours of a teenagers spend on social media is related to their self-esteem levels. What type of research method is best used in this situation? A. Experimental research. B. Correlational research. C. Descriptive research. D. Historical research. The answer is letter B. Correlational research, because the psychology student is measuring if social media is related to the self-esteem levels. The quantitative research is about dealing with numbers and statistics. The 4 methods of researches are: first, the descriptive research. It describes characteristics of phenomenon and population. The second is correlational, is studying relationships of 2 or more variables. Third is the causal comparative, where it shows an influence of one variable to another variables. And lastly, the experimental research is about to test the cause and effect by manipulating 2 variables. Question number 9. Which of the following best describes an anecdotal record? Letter A. A detailed list of student scores in a quiz. B. A brief, factual description of a student's observed behavior. C. A rating scale of attitudes and interests. D. A survey on student preferences. The correct answer is letter B. A brief, factual description of a student's observed behavior. Anecdotal records is a method of recording factual descriptions of a student's behavior. Number 10. A teacher checks if students submitted homework by simply ticking yes or no on a list. What kind of assessment is this? A. Likert scale. B. Matching type. C. Rating scale. D. Checklist. The answer is letter D. Checklist. The teacher ticks yes or no to record whether each student submitted homework. Thank you for watching.